Okay, so I know it's popular to be super negative about like Has Been Hotel and Vivi's Madrano, whatever the fuck, Vivzy Pop. I know it's really popular to be very negative about that stuff, but I do want to just sprinkle a little positivity so, you guys can know that I don't think this show is all bad. Adam is a character done right, right? Like, he's bombastic, he's fun, he's like edgy, he's horrible, but in the best way possible. So there's something super annoying about a show where a character is just cursing. Well, I mean, if all the characters are just cursing and like just that's one of their biggest personality traits, cursing, swear words, being vulgar, being horrible. How much more effective would it be if Adam was the only character or one of the only characters like that, right? Every other character has like so many F-bombs and, swear words that they say that it kind of diminishes Adam's curse words and swear words. I think this is a one-dimensional, like, bad guy done right. This is a really good example of you hate the person so much that you love them. They're just like this camp version of like evil. And I fucking love Adam. Like, I think he's a super fun character. Whenever he's on screen, he demands your attention, right? Because that's how in your face and misogynistic and horrible and everything he is, right? I think this is a really good example of this trope done correctly. It's almost like a Disney villain, but like to the 1,001th degree. Like, I so miss unredeemable, unapologetic assholes in media. Everybody has a backstory. Everybody has like a, tragic upbringing or whatever. This is a spoiled fucking brat who got everything, had everything, and still doesn't give a fuck about anybody. There's no tragic backstory. There's no, sad childhood or anything like that. He's just an asshole because he likes it and because he wants to be. And he's going to make sure that's felt. And not only that, but he's having fun while doing it. Right? There's a difference of being like an asshole where you're like just so like blasé and nonchalant about it. And then being an asshole where it's like, I don't give a fuck if you're having a bad day. My day is awesome, and I'm happy to make your day worse. And that's the kind of character Adam is. So he's fun for a reason different than Alistair. Alistair is this, like, mysterious, like, you don't really know his motives, blah, 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 blah. Adam is one-dimensional, and you can read him like a fucking book very easily. And I feel like that really works for this character. And, some people would argue that's because, like, there's other evil or so characters who are a bit harder to figure out. But with Adam, I just feel like this is a really good depiction of somebody who's just unapologetically evil. And I love it. And the show is better due to that reason. And don't get me wrong, two things can be true at once. Do I feel like the character Adam being this horrible piece of shit is like Vivzy Pop taking a stick and slapping you on top of your head over and over with the morals of the show? The angels are the bad guys. The sinners are the also bad guys. So no one's good here. And heaven is so hypocritical and all this shit, right? I do think, that is, like, kind of, okay, come on now. Like, come on, right? Like, I get how that is, like, someone beating you with a stick over the head with the plot, with the point, with the message, the moral, whatever. But I'm not going to lie and say I didn't enjoy every second I saw him on screen. Like, he is just campfully awful. And I think there is a spot in media for a character like that. Like, I feel like it's been long lost. Where are the campfully horrific, like, bad guys who have fun with that shit and who don't care who they step on as long as they're having a good time? So that to me is what was refreshing about Adam. But, you know, now I do feel like he is kind of the symbol of the fact that there's too much swearing and shit in Hazbin Hotel, and that it relies on that for its comedy rather than like actually building up good jokes. Like, I know there was a few good jokes with like Nifty and Serpentious. Yeah, there was a few good jokes with them, but and Angel Dust, especially in the pilot. Angel Dust in the pilot was funny as hell. What happened to that? But anyway, I do feel like Adam is now this representation of how, like, of how South Park this show really is. Like, when you think about it, it's very South Park because the cursing isn't used effectively. It's used effectively for Alistair. I believe he only swears like once, and you know, it actually gets a chuckle out of you. But since every character swears, it just kind of makes Adam the symbol of how South Park the show is. Whereas if everybody just talked normally, you know, the occasional shit is fine, who cares? The occasional ass, who cares, right? But like the extreme vulgarity of like all the characters kind of diminish and like bastardize what Adam like is. So that's like a tiny thing where I'm like, okay, Adam isn't that great because he does represent the South Parkification of the show, which, I mean, it was always going to be like this, so is that even fair to really say? The South Parkification of it? Probably not. But I will say that I do enjoy Adam, and now that he's dead, I wonder who's going to be the next unapologetic fuck-ass character, right? I don't care enough about Valentino and his 12 different accents. I don't care enough. Oh, okay, maybe the TV guy can be it, because he's kind of cool. I won't lie. The TV guy, why don't I remember his name right now? Vox is kind of cool. So we can see what he brings to the show now that Adam's gone. We can see what Vox does. We can see if Vox becomes the new, like, Adam. But it does seem like he's a little bit more reserved. And obviously there's the whole plot with Alistair that, like, maybe he fucked him over or something like that. And that's kind of what adds to his animosity. It'll be interesting to see what she does now with these more, like, I guess, nuanced characters who aren't black and white, right? Like, they have other shit, like, deeper shit going for them. And, I mean, it's either going to be more interesting or it's going to fall on its face, because Adam was only interesting for me because he was a breath of fresh air after so many, like, oh, they were just misunderstood, you know, bad guys, or the bad guys who have troubling childhoods or troubling past or whatever. I just love me a nice, campy, bad guy who has so much fun being bad. That's what I love. And that's why I liked Adam.